Good morning, YouTube. I am so excited because I'm a year older and it's a beautiful day. It's warm outside. My grass is growing. The sun is shining. And KO is about to be here to trench my sprinkler system. Boom, boom, boom. Bada boom. And I'm so stoked. Also, we're doing a French drain around here. French drain around here. We're gonna plant my fruit trees. We're gonna take the piles of dirt that we just put there, but my tractor's broken. It's getting fixed, but it's just a welded piece, but push that over. The excavator's actually on site up the hill, but we're waiting on Mr. Kyle to get here because, you know, need him to help use the excavator. So no shortage of excavator issues to do on the farm. We got stumps to take out, we got rocks to move, got sprinkler system to dig, trench for the spigot for the garden. Very, very excited. So we'll try to get some footage of this as the day goes on. What's up? We're gonna be doing a little French drain here. I just went to Lowe's and got this 4-inch corrugated pipe. I also got a 9-inch catch basin drain kit. It has these little things floating around in it, and so I just put them in there and screwed them on. This one's blocked, so you could make a T and connect them together. I'm gonna bring this water, there's a lot of water, out this way, just so I can split my water away from the foundation. Of course, you always want to move water away. Down the hill, it'll also end up watering some of our plants down there. And I can put a link in the description for some of these items as well. Obviously Rainbird sprinkler systems, you can just go to rainbird.com. It'll tell you who your local distributor is, and they will actually make you a plan. What you kind of got to make a sketch of your yard, and they will make a plan. But here's our controller right here, ESP ME3. We do have the Wi-Fi link for it, a bunch of elbows, T's, drip system stuff. We're using these Rainbird heads. They will go basically like 360, even though they're not 360 heads. And then there is an adjustment tool where you adjust the flow and how much it spins, and we'll do that at the very end. All right, so y'all ever wonder why how in the world to hook up a sprinkler system? Because I did, and I got the basic concept because it makes pretty common sense, but the actual how to hook it up, it's pretty simple. Also, you kind of just got to know what parts are available. So these are drip sprinkler zones. So this is a filter. This is the on-off deal. So we're gonna run a common wire. These are gonna daisy chain together between the zones, and then each hot has to go directly back to the unit, and it just plugs in zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. This will go into flex system, so all this will be flower bed, mulch area, I call it, native grasses and stuff. Not this native grass, different native grasses. And I weed whacked this, and I burnt this in the fall. I'll burn it again before we put down wood chips. I'll cover it up so that it won't come back, but all this will be a drip zone in here. I could have run it off the same drip zone that's down there. I just didn't. I could have saved money, but I wanted to have like a future expansion area. So if I ever add another zone, I can punch it in here, and then I'd have to trench wherever the zone goes, which would probably be back there, but I can run. I should be able to, like, we're gonna put a pool in at the backyard, so I should be able to run the same flex drip line around there, because we're not gonna have turf back there as far as sprinklers. We're just gonna have little drip raised beds or something along in those lines, potted plants that I can run a little pipe to. But that's gonna be a drip zone. So here's the well. There's our well wire coming in. I took the cover off right up there. And then our well comes in, there's a spigot here. That's our main line into our house up there. So I'm actually gonna tee into that and run our spigot way up yonder. The sprinkler system, the well guy put this in, and right down here at the bottom of this hole, there's a pipe that's gonna be our main line. So I'm gonna dig down, put this T into whatever this doohickey is that they told me to put on here, into the valve, and then I'm gonna put this case over it. So this will all be dug up. And then we're gonna right angle out into the sprinkler area. So this is just gonna go into zone 1. I'm gonna go over, and that's zone 2. Go over, and that's zone 3. I chose to put all my boxes near my well, so I know where they are. I don't want boxes I don't want my kids to fall and hit their head on a box or whatever. To be clear, that the sprinkler guys say to put your valve boxes closest to it so you can tell if there's a leak somewhere, where the leak is, which zone it is, whatever. I figure the leak's gonna be right here. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But Honey is climbing under the porch up there. I don't know if I can see it. I guess she's hot already. But anyway, so they say that I should put the boxes in the middle up there. The big valve control boxes are for the drip, and then my main on. So this is actually a drip pipe, and what I did is on this section of drip's going way up there and covering all those beds. This one is a big box, right? So it's got the drip in it, but it's gonna go 1 inch out of that, and then I'm gonna tee off of it, which I pulled them back so it's not as obvious because the excavator's gotta get in here. But basically I'm just teeing off of it, and then I'm gonna lateral line over here, and I'm gonna put these little boxes like that. And on the end of this 1 inch pipe, it's literally just gonna go back to flex line. So, anyway, that's our sprinkler design. The other pipe goes to a regular valve, which are much cheaper, by the way, than the drip ones. But this thing just comes up, and we're gonna tee into it. We got a head down there. One of the heads is in line, like right there by that tree. One of the heads goes way down there, and one of the heads goes right here. So we've got 5 heads, easy. When we go under what's gonna be a sidewalk here, I'm gonna put this big pipe, so if we ever need to run something else, we can. Same thing with this big pipe. I'm gonna actually run a line down there. That's gonna be drip as well. I'm gonna run it through that pipe. We're gonna dig up the road, put this pipe down. Also I can put any kind of electrical cable out there as well, because while we're doing all this and I've got paths open to my beds, I'm gonna put in some landscape lighting while I'm at it. I would recommend, if you're doing this, to do that. But overall, pretty simple to do. I will say they give you 1,000 parts and no instructions when you get it. So I'll show you how to do the most difficult part, which is they give you tees that are all tees, and they give you tees that are threaded on one side. And they give you a bunch of these little thready things, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that in there. They give you these, which is not what we need. those go to a different set of heads. These are going to go to your actual sprinkler head here. And then they give you what they call swing pipe, which is literally this coil of rubber pipe with green lines. And I just sat here and pushed these little right angle barbs into it, Teflon tape, and screw it in here, Teflon tape, screw it in here, and I'm left with something that looks like this. So obviously this would go in line to add a head, and that is what is up there. They also have right angle ones and straight line ones that threaded on one side, flat on the other, and then I'm just gonna glue it together. All this stuff came in my order from, it's called WP Law around here, but from the Rainbow distributor. And then I've got a whole box of things that I haven't even messed with, but that's the little screw converters for the drip. There's a drip T, there's a drip right angle, here's a drip coupler, drip emitter heads, drip end clamps, you just fold it over on itself and clamp it together, my Teflon tape, punch tool for the drip system. So all that's drip stuff. These are all like right angles and stuff. And then I did go ahead and spring for this because I think it's cool. I've got to put this outside of my drip ledge so that it'll get wet if it rains. But when it rains, this senses the rain, which obviously needs to be outside of the drip ledge but not sprayed by the sprinklers. And when this gets wet, it makes a note on it, and your sprinkler system won't come on when it rains. So this is like a little rain catcher thing, and when it rains, my sprinklers won't go off, which honestly around here we're not real concerned with water saving, because we have unlimited well. It doesn't cost a lot of power to get the water out of the well, and the water's going right back into the earth, which will fill up the reservoir. Our well is very deep, it's very high capacity. I'm just not worried about saving the water. We're not using it, right? It's going back into the earth. Even our septic system goes back into the earth way up there and fertilizes our trees, and that will seep down through all of the granite here and end up back in our well. It'll probably take a while, but we're not actually like taking the water anywhere. So I'm not real worried about it. I'd like to have stuff watered, but I think it's really neat to have the rain gauge so that we really don't need to water when it just rained. The Lord just watered it for us, so there's no need in doubling up. But Mr. Kyle is almost here. I think I've got everything prepped for him. I'm very excited. And that's the flex tube. This is what the drip's gonna be out of this stuff here. That'll be after Kyle's gone. This is some extra pipe here. There's our wire that's gonna run, so our white will be our common and our red will be our zone. So other than that, getting ready. Let's go. All right. All right, here comes Mr. Kyle. There he comes. KO Clearing and Excavating is on the job. About to knock her out. Get it done. Hey, Mr. Kyle! Is that creeping through the woods? Okay, oh! There it goes! KO, 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 KO. All right, so we got the French drain going down there. out here in the hole up to that intake box that feeds from the roof. So it's gonna come around here, do that. You guys won't believe what we found underneath this. Found all that and that big huge rock. I don't know if you can tell how big that is, but it probably comes up to my belly button. So he's gonna come across here. We're gonna dig another French drain here. Already dug a pit down near the well. Luckily we were doing it real careful because we found the buried tank down there. So we went ahead and tied in the water, flushed out what we could, and got it generally wired up. Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 1 will come in right here in just a few minutes. But I need him to trench this, so we'll do that after the French drain. But we're getting there. Fun. All right, guys, I did it. Had to cut this pipe. Just so you know, whenever you hook that thing in, it screws in here. Those were leaking. Can't spin the pipe that's glued. So I had to cut the pipe. And I cut my tank. My pressure tank that's down here. I'm gonna have to dig that up and replace it. So I called the well guy. Because we can dig it up. No problem. But I don't have a tank. I'll wait and see what he says. Fun.